Okey doke.
Okay. You can see my screen.
I can, yes.
Um, okay, my mouse is malfunctioning here.
Okay.
Okay. No, my mouse is still malfunctioning.
Right.
Okay, now it's on. Okay, this is a boundary line adjustment I'm doing. And a couple of things. Well, I created an inset here
Uh-huh.
and I successfully created a viewport and put it over here.
Okay.
And I was able to bring in my block arrow from another drawing.
All right.
But now, how can I freeze the dimensions on this so they're not showing up in here?
Okay. So you'll need to create a layer that you want, because you don't want to get rid of those. You just want to move them to different layers. So I would find out what layer that's on right now and like just go over there and list it. Just double click, and so you can do it all from here. Just double click in there. Yeah. And select that and see what layer it's on. It's on boundary lots FC. Well, then I would, you can escape that and then go to your layer manager and create a layer called boundary dash FRZ or something like that. So that way they'll show up in the list near each other and all of that. All right. And now just, you don't have to make it current. You can just go ahead and just create it, but then freeze it in this viewport only. Yep, that's right. You were at the right place. Oh, no, not that. That'll freeze it across the board. There will freeze it just in this viewport. Okay. Now close it off and select all of those things you want to freeze within here, and got that one and the 75 or the 1575. There you go. Now just change their properties to boundary freeze. There we go. Okay.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, and so now but they should still show up in the other viewport, see?
Yeah.
There we go. Now, you go back to that too. Talk me through that little adjustment, because I saw the one under the hatching, you've got one line that sticks out longer.
Oh, because the asphalt is continuing past that line. It's basically a driveway encroachment,
Uh-huh.
and the asphalt is coming over here, and I don't care to show it.
Okay.
Now, this is interesting. This is that was a point that, well, that brings me to another question. I'm still struggling with the issue of my point size. For example, let me go to my model space here. Oh, now they look like, in the model space, they all look like they're the same size. But here they don't. See the point symbols?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Well, I mean, we can fix all that. Let's see. If you go back, let's go back to your model. And you were looking at this one compared to this one. So let's see about how big that one is, and I'll just pan without.
Yeah, and
zoom.
I keep trying to do the paintbrush changing and that doesn't work at all.
No, not on those, has those discrete properties, I don't think. The only thing that will change are things like color, layer, line weight. So like if I look at this one and look up here at these, the block reference scaling, so that's a 0.08. And this one is it's also a 0.08. Are those the two that we were looking at?
No, I mean, here they look weird here.
Yeah, let me see. This one is 0.08. Got two there. That's a 0.08. And that one, they're both 0.08. 1 inch equals 60 feet is the annotation scaling there. And this one is 1 inch equals 100 feet. So they have different annotation scaling.
Okay. So how do I fix that?
Well, what we'll do with that is is this the one you want, or you want the smaller one?
Well, so this drawing is at 1 inch to 60 feet. So
Okay.
I don't know how I got that to be 100.
It could have been set when the point was created. But if we select similar, let's see if we can do this. They're all at 0.08, and then the annotation scale, that's where we need to set that to whichever one you want, the
60.
60. And then, whoops, let's see. Didn't seem to take. Let's see what happened. Well, we're gonna have to do it one by one, I guess. All right. It's not letting me drill down into the middle part of the group. Let's see if I can figure out a way to do this. Let's see. Oops. Now all right, there we go. You get no response out of the screen.
Yeah, me either.
I'm going to stop remote control for the minute,
Okay.
and then I'm going to request it again.
Okay, it says you're still controlling my screen. Okay, I've got the blue circle of death here.
Uh,
Okay, I just clicked approve.
okay, let's see here. Okay, yep, I got it now. If we see if they're all on the same layer, they are. So let's isolate those layers. Let's put that back here. Let's go back over to here a minute. Let's. I guess we just gotta go around the horn. Oh, shoot, it's. Yeah, whoa. I get 20.
Well, that's what the inset is. I don't know if it got changed.
Oh, that's because this down here, you're set to 20.
Okay, because I was in the inset and I didn't go back out. I keep forgetting to do that.
Yeah, there we go. That's 60. Let's see here. And now they're all set to 60, but I suspect
They don't look like it.
it's still set to 100. It's the exact same one it's at. See, that says 60. Work. Look here a minute. So this is at 60. Do this. What's going on? That'll do it. Okay. Well, all set to 60 there. But there's, I don't know why that's, I don't know why it's. Actually, I should be able to. That's similar. If I, the problem is it's finding these others and using them. All right, so they're set to 60 now. Now it's, all right, that looks good. All right, got that. Now, there you see that is going around an old point that was bigger, or
Yeah.
I guess the last one, because there was a wipeout that was in that.
Yes,
So what we would do is this is, let's remove that. We're just gonna edit this as if it's a polyline. And we take this to this and this to this. And then this to the intersection. Or are those, maybe I'm putting it in the wrong spot. Are these supposed to go to those intersections?
yes.
Okay. And then we'll put it in the back. This,
There's something funny there. There are two lines. There's a heavy line and then a lighter line.
yeah, I see that. Oh, the polyline itself. Okay. So let's,
That's one on the access easement. I don't know what it's, I mean, I don't know what that is even.
oops. All right.
Oh, because the floodplain has its own line.
Yeah, now, is that lighter line supposed to be drawn?
No,
So tell you what we'll do is, let's find out what this color is. It's 254. We'll make that line the same color, because that way you keep it. And it'll show up like that. Now there's still, that's your floodplain line right there, okay. All right, so let's go up here and fix these corners now for this. So if we find the polyline first, and this to the corner. No, it's got a point right here. Is there a point in that line?
no.
All right, so. Then for this. It's not. The floodplain line. And is this, does this go through that point up here?
Um, well, I don't know what happened there. When I hatched it, it was supposed to come down to meet that line.
Oh, okay, well then,
And that, I don't know why it didn't.
well, I moved it a minute ago, so now it'll be like that. Okay, so now that's got that one. Now let's fix the hatch. All right, so that one's good. Now what about this? Is that okay?
Yeah.
That little sliver? And then, all right, that should fix that.
Oh, let me ask another question here. Back when I dimensioned the plat, I always dimension it in model space.
Uh-huh,
And I wanted this distance to be on this side of the line. When I created it, it was on this side of the line. I just moved it over here in the model space,
yep.
but on the plat, it didn't move.
Yeah, because you were at two different annotation scalings when it was drawn, and so when you were at those different scalings, when you move one, you're only moving the one that is at that scaling. So we just have to come back over here and move it on this side. So go ahead and just move it again while you're here. Yeah. Now, did you also have that one on the upper end? Was it on the upper side of that line also? Up here?
No.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because I put a total there. Well, I need a dimension and I need a distance dimension in here. I think I had one there, and I think we
Oh, you might have frozen that one, yeah. So if that one is one you do want to show up in the plat, just put it back on that other layer. Well, go back to there. There you go. Now go back to model. And this distance and bearing here, is that what you want on the, to
well, I
show?
just want the distance.
Oh. Okay, is that the same? 39, 35, 13? Yeah, okay, so that one, because that's one piece of text, you'll have to edit that text. And
Okay,
now,
that won't affect my inset.
well, it'll show on the inset if you,
Well, I need the bearing on the inset though, too. Maybe I should put the distance on a different layer.
well, let me see here a minute. Let's undo that a second. If we, well, here's what we can do. If we put this back on that, it was the boundary lots FC. Now, when we look at this, it'll look like that.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and you might pull it off a little bit to sort of match what you've got over here for this one. Okay,
Okay, let me look at the inset, make sure it hasn't changed. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
there you go. They got the, yeah. So we are in there now, and now we just edit this. I'm gonna remove that vertex and then put this there. And do the same for that polyline. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Okay, now let's make sure this is in the back. I think it is already, but there we go. A little better.
wait a minute, what's that line?
That's the driveway line.
Oh, well,
Does that go up
the driveway line is,
up to that point
yeah,
like that? And then this one needs to go to that intersection.
yeah,
And same for the hatching. And just to make sure. There we go. Now, one thing I noticed when we are accidentally over to the cover sheet, see these things here?
yeah,
Because they are, you've got a viewport.
yeah. So then I just freeze them?
Well, wait a minute, do we need that viewport?
No,
Then I would just do this, just. Let me see what layer. Just simply delete the viewport. There we go. You had the viewport copied over to that sheet.
well,
Layer was
when I created
frozen
that sheet, uh,
on
I
that
created
sheet.
that
So
sheet from the merger
that's why you
plat.
couldn't see it. Didn't look like it was there. So we had it
Well, I
there,
thought I had
on
deleted
the
it.
layer, we selected it and deleted the viewport itself. So now it's not picking up any geometry.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, do you want a frame around your inset drawn
oh, yeah,
so that it plots?
yeah,
This right here.
yeah. And I
Hey,
have
when you
inset
plot it,
layer
there's not
thing.
going to be a frame around this at all. It's just going to be blank.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me? Hello?
It'll look like that. So in other words, do you want hey, Mike?
Hello, you can't hear me.
Yeah, sounded like. Try going back to it. Maybe I accidentally muted it.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, now I got you.
Okay.
Or that
Yeah,
might be,
I wanna, block around that.
okay. And do you want it solid? Do you want it dashed? Like for instance,
No, I want it solid like that.
okay. So wait a minute, I'm in the view, I'm in the preview. All right, so um so what I would do is just simply copy that from here over to here. You want, obviously. And then oh, okay, that way now when it's when I'm gonna put it on the back so you can still see your viewport, but now when you plot it. Uh, it look like that.
Okay, that looks good.
Okay, let's save. There we go. Okay, what next?
Uh, does this look funny to you, the way this text is?
See, that's my merger from two. That's a little bigger. That's fine. This
Let me,
this
go ahead.
see, is that a phone number?
It is.
Okay, I would I would probably recommend putting it in this form
Okay,
just because that's what more people are used to. And that's very definitely a phone number. It looked to me like it could have been a Plat book reference or something, so
good
yeah.
point.
Yeah, so that looks fine.
Let me look at my cover sheet here. Okay, let me do the same thing.
There is, oh, that's a last name, two R's and Sarah.
There are two R's.
Yeah, I thought it was a woman's first name and maybe you'd accidentally mistyped it or something, but
No, they have, I don't know if they're married or not, but they're two owners and they have two
yeah,
different names on the deed.
take that a space. And then take the other dot, make a dash. Go. And just click off of it. So there you go, that'll work. Yep.
Oh, here's something. I don't know that I actually need the scale on this page, because there's nothing to scale. Is
Yeah,
there?
I would take it off. There you go, perfect.
And this is there, let me ask you a question here, a stylistic question. I have this, it's not part of this.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. In fact, I would probably, is there anything else going to go up here?
No.
Well, what I would probably do, Mike, is sort of just visually center this to the, up into this area. And then, so it sort of takes, visual precedent as to what it's going to be. And then you might even want to, consider, let's see here. Style standard, do we have a? Something like that. There we go.
Okay, that looks good.
Alrighty.
I think that's probably it.
All right. So let's make sure we save that. All right. You say you had two plats or just this one?
Well, now I've got another one here. We saved that, right?
Yeah, I did. Oh, good old McCreary.
Good old McCreary. All the septics have been perked and they all work. So I'm ready to turn this into a plat now.
All right,
And we were going to do the family conveyance first. And you showed me how to do that with the lot. I forget what it. You set up these lots on a. Let me see here. Okay, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I'm actually doing two plats here.
yeah,
One is going to be called is going to be a 2-lot minor sub. Okay, they haven't created that one yet. There's going to be 3 lots. 1 lot here, 1 lot here, and 1 lot here. But we
yeah.
haven't created that page yet because you said you wanted to get this ready. So I guess I'm ready to dimension lots now.
All right. Well, one of the things that, yeah, one of the things that I would probably recommend too, though, that we look at, is that this line and this line over here are both that center line style.
Okay.
I would maybe make that like a small dash instead,
Okay.
and then give it a line type scale. Let me see here, 300. And let's say yes for that. And let's cut this down to say about a 0.35. Now let's look what that looks like maybe. So that'll be more like, show more like road edge, and then this is definitely the center of it.
Okay.
Right. All right, so now we're gonna make a consolidation plat of the 3 lots, right? Or
Well, do we
you-
need to dimension these lots first?
yeah, that's when, so we can dimension those. So now also look at your point sizes over here.
Oh yeah, and this one. That's something that's what I wanted to fix.
Yeah, okay, so do we want them all to be like these?
Yeah, probably.
All right, so that is at 1 to 300. And then this one is going to show up as probably that, well, not getting control again. It's, can you pull down that where it says group 3? Can you pull that down and in the properties up the top and choose that second? Okay. And see, that's set for 60 scale.
It should be 300.
Yeah. So that's got,
Set it here.
well, it's not going to let you because, well, what you can do is, no, not the scale itself, but the, it's the let's see the annotation scaling. Let me see. I've lost control. I'm going to stop remote control. Now I'm
Okay.
going to request it again.
Okay, it's thinking. I don't see anything going on.
Yeah, I'm not getting any control. Let me see. Oh, made me request it again. All right.
Says you're controlling my screen.
Oh. So if I go, every time I request remote control, do you get a box now? You just need to say okay, or
I'm not getting anything. I just have a box that says you are controlling my screen. Let me minimize this and see if it's over here. No, it's not.
yeah, and
Okay,
see,
there it just came on.
oh, okay.
I just approved it.
There we go. Now I got it. All right. So we've got that same issue. Well, these wells are a little heavy too. Let's select these and turn their line weights. It's by layer of wells. So let's go to layer wells. Oops, W. And a little bit. And then this is on boundary new lots. That's probably okay, although we might want to put their line weight down specifically to something a little smaller. Let's see. Line weight. Let me get back to this. Huh, it doesn't. I don't know what that is. Let's see, that block is called I don't know, let me see. But at the point SPT 32 NO. So if I do a block edit on SPT 32 NO, line weight. Let's do that again. And change that to that. See what that looks like. That'll be a little lighter. Okay. Now, so these others, we've got to get match this, which is 300. So if we select all of these, select the block reference and the annotative. Oh, it says it's not annotated. Okay, so that's going to be a matter of scaling then. Make sure we've got, oh yeah, see they're in different spots and different sizes. Let's find one that we like, which is like this one. It's at 16. .08, but it is annotative. This one's not annotative. But it's set for 16. So at 0.08, so point, 0.08, 300 should be 24. And see, that one is annotative. Is this supposed to be the same as that one?
Yes.
All right, so that one is SPTW anno. So this one we need to also make SPT 4W. It's not exactly, let me see. This one is SPT4W anno.
So how do I end up with some of the points anno and some not?
There's
What am
a
I doing?
there's a settings here that apparently when some were done, you have a settings in sorry, not that settings. Under there's two places. There's one here where you say use annotative scale. We've got that done. That's usually set and forgotten. And then there's in your points defaults where you say use annotative points. So apparently that was not checked when those first, when the little ones were done. So we could draw a new point there, just draw point 11 over again.
Okay, that's probably the easiest thing to do.
Let's do this. Let's sit on that layer. And then if we draw locate point, and we draw locate point, let's see, match properties. There we go. Now, so if we draw 11, it should recreate it. There it did. And then we'd have to freeze this. Or did we have,
No, I just went into the and erased what the drawing.
so you, here. There we go. Now, we could do this if we draw, say 13, except let's not draw descriptions. And we'll just say 13. Now that's not sitting at the intersection of this, of these
Yeah,
two.
I'll figure that out.
Okay. So we want to draw locate 18. So 18. So that looked like the open circles.
Let me figure that out right now. Okay, no, go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
the 216, actually 211, 210. All right, so 210 through 215. Okay,
And then that one, the other big one up there in the middle.
oh, here. So that one is 0.22. So this time when we draw locate points, let's not use the point numbers. And we'll just say 22. And so now I'm going to put these back on.
Don't do the elevations.
There we go. And so if we do that and then stop, now did that hold the settings that we did? Yep, okay. All right, so we're back. We're back set to the way you're used to it. Now it's 25. How can that have a visible annotation scale? Oh. I keep. All right, we got all those around. 36 is that little X point. Looks good. All right.
Yeah, let me check on something here real quick.
Two oh one.
Yeah, let me
2.5 feet.
yeah, okay, so 201 is actually the corner, should be the corner,
All
not
right.
13.
So just erase 13 and redraw to it.
Let me put it on the frozen points layer.
There you go. Then 201. All right, now hit enter to finish. Okay. Now you've got this letter or number 0 here. Is that
That's
something?
for some reason they kept popping up the elevations. That's supposed to be an elevation,
Ah,
and I don't know why it keeps showing up. And I've had to go through and do that no label. There's on that drop down menu. There's another one that says no label.
yeah. Oh, there it is. I was looking for it up at the top. There it is.
And I saw a couple of others like that too. There was one down there.
There. All right, so yeah, just individually set those to no label.
Okay, let stuff I can go through and clean up as needed.
All right.
So I guess we're ready to dimension lots now.
Alrighty, I'd give yourself a save. And so now, so we can dimension these, individually like you're used to doing, or we can use the lot manager to do them.
Well, you did set them up in the lot manager. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, okay.
I think they're all that's already set up. We just didn't execute it. I don't know if that's the right word, execute.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the area layout and run the lot manager and let's see what we've got. Let's see here, lot.
Lot file manager.
Yeah. And now whichever lots you want to have labeled, hit your select if they're, yeah, just check each of those. And now if we say draw, it's going to draw the lines again too, I think.
Don't want it to do that.
Let me see here. If we do have a choice to pick? There we go. Label, draw lot polylines off. That's what I was looking for. Label lines and arcs. You want the areas?
Yeah. Don't want square footage though, just 8 acres.
So we'll set these up in here. So our general label settings are going to be 08. Let's set there for general. That's good, I guess. Now this is going to go on boundary lots FC as a layer. That should be okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Here in units or degrees, minutes, seconds. All right, north, space south. Or I'm sorry, not space south, but south space. But space east and space west. All right. I guess they've got a new switch here. You can add spaces and bearing labels. I guess that would have done it. Let's see if we can. That. Okay, and our distances, same layer. Same text style, 2 decimals. Suffix of a foot sign.
Oh, let's put the distance type ground.
Oh,
Oh, it doesn't give you. Okay, then let's leave it at grid, I guess.
for like the state plane distance. And then arcs, same thing there. A equals, that's for the arc length. Do you want that to A or L or?
A is okay, I guess. Typically I use L.
You say typically you do use L or?
Yeah, typically I do.
Lines in series, lines in parallels, we probably won't have any of those. All right, so that's good on the distance or on the lines and the bearings and distance for general. And then you've got lines and curves, how to label them specifically is if you're, bearing over the distance or beside it or however you want it.
I guess over it the way it is.
All right, so bearing over distance. Use the line tables by scalar, and let's say if it's less than 3/4 of an inch, it'll go to a table.
Okay.
All right, and then for arcs.
So we want starting table number of 10.
Oh, no, thank you for catching that. And then for arcs, the arc length, we're gonna say is an L, oops, capital L. Radius, delta, angle, we're gonna put the length, the radius, and the delta. And these others are not going to be shown. Let's see, we have use a symbol for the delta. And to curve, let's also give it that 3/4 of an inch. Oh, let's leave it at 1/2 an inch because I think it will stack outside. And then stacked labels. Just put more space. We'll put that one on. Take the filter. Oh, we didn't have it yet, that's why. General settings, let's get that layer name. Oh, it was boundary, not property, sorry. And that was this one, I think. All right. And then we do the area settings. We do not want square feet, correct?
Right.
All right, and then for acres, we'll say 08. We'll put that also on that layer. That'll be a suffix with a space. Do you want a plus or minus?
Nope.
And 3 or 4 decimal?
Three, what they like.
Nope. And then for tables, we shouldn't have to use tables for that. Okay, commands. No, it should be all right. All right, so now starting point number of line table. Starting point or point. All right, so where do you want the line tables and stuff to go? Like over here?
Well, would they go on, will they go on the model space?
Yeah, they'll generate in the model space and then we can move them to show in the paper space.
Yeah, I guess that's good enough.
Just put it there. And let's see what we got. L7, we don't have any curves. Probably don't have any curves in the boundary, do we?
No,
All right, so there's our line, our bearing, our distance. Now I'm gonna line these up. And these are all. Yeah. And I wish they wouldn't do that. Let's see. Distance. Let's repeat. Say 9. All right. So distance. Header alignment. Let's make that center for all of those. And line will make center. Heck, might as well make bearing center too. And distance, let's cut that down just a little bit more. There we go. All right, so then when you look at your final plat, it'll be something. And if we want to pull that off like over here, we can do that. We just convert it from model space to paper space, but that should be okay where it is.
yeah,
And now the only thing you'll need to clean up are, like I would maybe move some of these. Oh, is that not in? Ah, okay, yeah. So, just, and we won't take the time right now, but just, get them to where they're in.
Yeah, I can do that. What about all of those doubled up bearings and distances? Will I just go through one by one and edit those?
Yeah, let's see, probably easier over here. Because you've got this one is from here to here, whereas this one is going to be from here to here. It's the same bearing. So see, this is the bearing. And there's also the bearing of that one. And so this bearing or this distance then goes with this, whereas this one goes with that. So I would maybe, well, it, see, is this all one bearing?
Yes, I think so.
Then, you could do an overall. Well, you're not going to have an overall total. I mean, there is a total, but like this is,
Well, that bearing's different, the
yeah.
first one there.
So then 1531, 1531, 1531. So you take, let's see, you could put the bearing. Yeah, that's sort of hard to figure because this one is, it's 520. So where's this distance? Is that one of the lots?
Yes,
These are all 351, 351. And oh, yeah, this one's not. I see. So this one is basically there. And this one is uh,
how about if I eliminated that bearing altogether? I've got the bearing on the line to the north of it, then just leave that as a distance.
yeah, then this distance is that distance like that.
Yeah,
And then I would maybe, well, that was all right, yeah, because it's to that point. But we don't have this distance.
well, I don't know that I need that one, do I?
Oh, that's correct, because this is the distance of this lot up here. This is not a lot down here.
Right.
All right, so yeah, so that would be, Mike, what you'd have to do is go through there and make those edits. That looks good. And I would scoot that one off just a little bit to the side just to get him off of there.
Yeah,
Um, and then maybe back him off of that point symbol just a skosh. All right, so those all look pretty good up there. Just clean up those in the middle and you should be good. Now we've got these, the blue and the yellow lines, but I think they're frozen over here. Is that correct? No, it's picking up 3 lines in there. Let's see. We've got boundary, boundary, and boundary new lots FC. And here's where we got what the gaps are picking things up. Like the new lots are supposed to be solid, correct?
right, correct.
All right, so let's make sure we've got boundary. New lots FC, it's continuous. Okay, so it's only boundary that's phantom. But if we freeze boundary, you'll get this outside line to go away, which we don't want to do. And you've got 2 lines. You've got one that's just the lot. You've got one that is the overall total. You see how the grips are lighting up? And so you'll get line style overlaps and you won't get the gaps to work correctly. So one of the things you can do to fix all of that is we want the overall outside boundary to be on boundary. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then we want these new partition lines to be on the new boundary. Okay. So what I would do is I would come through here and we're gonna make we're only gonna have the 2 lines. Here, I gotta respond to a quick text here a minute.
sure, go ahead.
Okay. So we want the overall to be the boundary and then we want these to be the news. And because we drew the lots, for instance, we've got that one there. And if they're all, if they're all resolved, if there's no slight differences that you still need to resolve, then you could just erase that one, for instance. And then this one has a boundary and a boundary new, which is the boundary new is the partition. The boundary is the lot, the overall total boundary, which you could take off. So you see, you could do that same thing as you go through.
Yeah,
In fact, now that should be new lots MS, and this is new lots FC. And is that, should they,
yeah, no, that's good. Once I do there's another plot I have to do, and the blue lines will disappear and the yellow line will stay.
now that's that one. Okay, now we've got this, which
Yeah,
is
that'll
following
be a
that.
division line.
Yeah, that stays. Now, you do have some overlap here. Actually, we stopped it there, so we do have the center line portion from here on, but but that's okay. You won't see it because this yellow line will be over top of it.
Somewhere I'm gonna have to dimension the access easement. I'll have to think about how to do that.
You mean meets and bounds along the center?
Yeah. Well, not along the center, along the easement limits.
All around it.
Yeah. So I'm
Well,
almost gonna have to maybe do that on a, well, let me think about how to do that.
yeah, that's gonna be. Gonna be interesting. Now that ends right there. Should it end at the center line?
Yeah.
You've got the highway right of way and the boundary are not exactly coincident there.
Okay, let me work on that.
All right, so if we want wherever that line winds up, if you select this line and then right click and extend and pick that.
Right.
Okay. So if you make any adjustments there, just re-extend or trim the blue lines to where it meets on that edge, and that'll fix that.
Right.
Boy, that's going to be interesting on how to. You'd almost need another sheet of another map sheet.
That's what I'm thinking.
And what I would do is turn off on that other sheet, just, freeze off all of those annotations. And, but I would leave the boundaries showing. And, then the only thing that you would have and you would set up another line table and such to pick up little sections like that. And your curves and just run it on. So yeah, that would be what I would recommend
Okay.
is,
I'll probably get your help on that.
yeah, and what I would do is I would just copy this over. In fact, let's just make one here. And let's call it, access easement dimensions. Well, make it quite so big. Oops. Yeah, and so within here, then I would freeze. See, those are in paper space. All of those. Then I would take all of these. You can leave the lots on. Let's see, let's freeze. There we go. And then I would just do that same thing with your auto. I would just do an auto annotate and see, is it one?
But I can make it one.
Yeah. Yeah, and then then I would just do
Does the N need to be joined there? Or
yeah,
is it showing up now as one?
it doesn't have to be, but I mean, it could be if you want it, if you need to dimension that.
I don't know that I need to.
All right, so what we're gonna do here is we'll go to the general settings and we're gonna change the layers. And we're gonna call that easement. Copy that. And for distance, paste. Then let's put these both above first and second, so angle and distance. And we'll reset that to 1. Leave this as is. Go to the general, make sure we have the layers, yeah. All right. If we there we go. That's for lines. And that those lines are for like if you're drawing leaders and stuff in. Okay, and then simply auto annotate. Say start a new line table, yes. Right. Done this one. You can see what I've messed up. So this is on. And yeah, there we go. That's needs to be on boundary easement. Oops, this one was not. It's this one. All right, let's see, that's the one that needs to be on boundary easement. This one on boundary lots FC. This one on boundary easements. Now, so now back to here, and we freeze those. Mhm. Oh, there it is. That's gonna fix this. And then here. Yeah, see, we did that renumbering crap. All right. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 should be. I didn't realize they were going to conflict. I thought it would let me start it over. Did that. Now we have to change these. Now, why did that produce 117.12? This is ano boundary, which, all right, so that one. that one. This one. This one. And this one. We missed getting the layer set for the table. I didn't see where to set that, but we'll get those frozen off of there. Now this L4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, that's why L4. See, there's a point in that boundary right there.
Yeah,
Is that supposed to be? And if so, do you need a point at it?
I'm gonna have to investigate that.
All right. So let's see, that point's also a little big. Let's see.
Probably yes. Would be the answer to both of those questions.
All righty. Let me see, that is 0.08 and 300. Numbers, yes. 236 and it's 32 and 217. There we go. All right, I'm gonna pull him out here a little ways, just so you know, double check that. So 3 and then 4, and then this has to do with the remainder of that line.
Right.
All right, so double check those, and that gets 1 through 7. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that it was gonna, so this one should be 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we gotta fix that in a minute here. So
Didn't change. Oh, there it goes.
now we've got to find out why these oh yeah. See if we can. There's one. Let's see. See, if I select that, and start to move it, you see it's there, but it's not showing up. All right, how to fix this? That should do it. There. Oh. Okay. Now 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See what direction that is. Goes this way, so that would be eight. This is C2. C2. All right, now C1. You know what I'm going to do? Let's change those, make them not quite so big. Then these need to come there. So this, the curve. So I don't know, are you gonna need to put little circles or something on those, or?
Probably, yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's see, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Now I can. Are you gonna need to put little circles on?
Probably something.
All right, so what I'd recommend to do that when you do that, instead of see road right away, might as well make that our. So what I would recommend, instead of putting points on all those things, just go to your draw menu
Uh-huh.
and choose symbols, insert symbols, and then we'll select that SPT4W. And let's set the size down, so 0.06 times 300, that should be 18. And then option select entities, independent point number, select entities. Lines. There we go.
That
And
looks good.
what I would recommend on these, because
I noticed that it's got both the D and the it's got both symbols there.
325 to 375 is down here. So you put it on the upper side of both pieces of the line, which is not what we wanted. We also told it to skip the radius points, I thought.
You did.
where that came from. All right, so we'll fix those up here too in a second. Let's get this one moved. Then this one, the D, the upper D, the upper R, the upper L. So we want the lower D, the lower R, the lower L. And we'll move. And then we'll take. No, well, we could do all that. There's no real need to do that because what we're going to do, Mike, is we're going to stack those. Now let's put this out. And we're going to take all of these others, this boundary, new lots. All right, so we're gonna come here and we're gonna say all of the boundary, the easements. And we're gonna come up here to their color. And we're gonna set those down. So they're gray, and this is just this one is what's that? Says it's colored by layer. Under new lots, MS. Let's do it. Yeah. There we go. All right. So they're all gray and they're not the focus of the plat. This is all looking good. We still need to finish renumbering. We had the center line of the roadway. Which that'll be okay. And it's dark. Now, for these arcs, because they're all sort of jumbled out here, instead of having them drawn like this, let's go through individually. Let's go back first of all and set this as our current layer. And let's annotate, I'm gonna annotate an arc with a stack label. pick side, we'll take this arc and we'll put it up, say, here.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
C1 is in the curve table. And we'll now do this one, put him over here, and this one, put him down here.
You know, for this page, we really don't even need the center line.
All right. And let's do this one, but don't move him so far that he gets the arrowhead. There we go. There, I think that'll do it. Now let's finish the L8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Is that what we've got? Yes. L8, L9, L10. Now let's take these guys. Oops, I meant to say 0.06. And then I would also take these highway right of way. You can either freeze those or we'll just make them. Lighter color. Maybe even a lighter line weight. Okay. Actually, that's probably good to go.
Yeah, I think so.
And, and I would, title it as you need to indicate it as, access easement or whatever.
Right.
Um,
To label the page number.
Yep, and let's see, there was one other thing I wanted to remind you of on that. As you move these lots and acreages for this, as you line those up like that.
Yeah.
These will be in different spots. Just make sure they don't conflict with anything like that.
Right.
What was it? Oh, I was gonna say, make sure you put like north arrows and bar scales and things like that if you need them. Your typical plat making stuff. You've got your bar scale down here, which as long as your scales aren't any different for any sheet, you're in good shape. And then over here on this topo, for instance, you're gonna have,
Okay, well, nobody's gonna see the topo.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say, if that's a sheet, make sure you get inside the viewport and freeze the layers that you don't want to see.
Right.
All right, now you've got these two different cover sheets. No viewports, so that should work. Okay, so that'll give you some cleanup to do.
Okay,
And you might not want these circles showing here on this sheet.
I probably don't.
So what we need to do then is come back here and we'll need to change that layer because right now they are on layer points. Good. So let's make us a new layer called points easement symbols. And we will take one of those, select similar, change them to points easement symbols. We'll show them here, but here we'll get in the viewport and freeze them there, but they are here. Okay.
Okay,
So I know that was a bit of a whirlwind there, but some of the tools, particularly the tables and the edits, and we should not have had to have gone through and renumbered those lines and curve entries, but I screwed it up, so I apologize that. I didn't realize when I renumbered it that it was going to jumble them up. I thought it was going to take off and go from the new number forward. But anyway,
right.
so
Okay, well, thank you, sir.
all righty. Anything else you can think of on that?
No, not for today. Got plenty to do.
Yes, sir.
And you'll send me a recording.
Yes, I will.
Okey doke.
Okay, my friend. Take
Thank
care
you.
next time.